Now we're working on the next version. It's called 2.0. And in fact, before the end of October, we are going to be introducing that bill. It's, again, obviously bipartisan. This time it'll be to get Upton instead of Upton to get, but it doesn't really matter because, as I learned when I worked with President Reagan, it doesn't matter who gets the credit if you get the thing done. And that's what we are all about. So what are we going to do? Well, telemedicine. I mean, remember, we started this thing way back in end of 2014, 2015. We didn't have broadband like we do today. We don't have telemedicine. That's one of the things we've learned from COVID. And as we look back in hindsight, because of what we did on cures, and my largest employer does happen to be Pfizer, when they got the emergency use authorization, the EUA, they were able to actually begin producing it months ahead of getting the EUA, let alone the full FDA approval that they got, 10 months later. But when they got that EUA, they could literally roll out millions of doses, literally a day, out of their Kalamazoo facility, and they did. And it was like a moonshot. I mean, I remember people lining up on the streets. I mean, they broke into the news, the TV, to show the trucks going to UPS and FedEx across the country. And literally, Americans were able to get that vaccine, that first vaccine, maybe 8 or 10 months earlier than they otherwise would have been because of what we did on cures. And so as we look at 2.0, not only are we going to look at telemedicine, but we're going to look at using real world evidence. We learned that minorities weren't fully accounted for in the trials. And we insisted that there were no shortcuts in the FDA approval. And so those weren't done. But, there was a real reluctance, particularly with people of color, from actually allowing their arms to get that shot because it wasn't quite the same. But we're also excited about a new initiative that President Biden has led on and announced earlier this spring, and that's called ARPA-H. In essence, duplicating what DARPA did for the Defense Department with health, to be able to go outside of the box, I guess you could say, to be nimble, to look at real exciting new challenges that might, the bureaucratic maze of things may delay or even kill that innovation. And our appropriator friends, again, bipartisan, they've already approved $3 billion in fiscal year 22 for that. It's already passed, but obviously we have to get through this continuing resolution because it wasn't in last year's funding bill. So Diane and I have been working hand in hand with the White House, with each other, to really make sure that we can do this the right way as we unfold this a little bit later this month. But it's going to be an exciting time. And our goal is to get this 2.0 done to the president before the calendar year's out, before Christmas.